Welcome, welcome everyone. We are live with another community webinar. This is our Domo drop where we are going to be telling you some of the most amazing features that we are recently releasing that you can have access to and learn about some very, very cool tools that you will be able to use and hopefully make your Domo journey even better. So let's jump into it. Thank you, everybody joining us all over the world, it seems like. Sophia from Bulgaria. Wow, that is amazing. We got beer time in the UK. That's amazing. So, another one from England, Thomas Wells. Hello from Utah, St. George. We've got Arizona, someone from Texas. Wonderful. We've got quite the crowd here. Love to see it. Thank you for joining us. Now, this is going to be a wonderful Domo drop. We have a few asks to make to you. We know the holidays are just right around the corner. So you might be wanting to grab a little extra cash. We would be happy to oblige if you are willing to spend a few minutes to take a survey for us. So we have the G2 survey, as well as the Gartner survey. If you are able to take either of those slides or either of those surveys, they will send you a $25 gift card for each of them if your review is approved. Also, could not fail to mention that Domopalooza registration is now live. That's right. And we have an early bird discount for anybody that registers right now. So do not wait. Register for Domopalooza right now and make sure you get that discount because it's not going to last forever. So without further ado, let's get back into this. This is the real meat and potatoes of this webinar. We're going to hand it off to Jason Longhurst first to go over kind of the overview of our November product release. And then he's going to introduce the other individuals who are also going to be talking about the specific, products that we are releasing. So without further ado, Jason, take it over.
Thank you, Grant. Good to be here. Good to be here with you all. We had a really exciting release this week. If you haven't seen the full list of features, we're going to pull those up now. Some of the highlights, we're going to talk about a few of them today. A few more, if you go to the website, you can see that on domo.com/new features. But some great things coming in cloud integrations, the Google add-ins for all of you who are big Google Suite, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and want to share data. That's a big one that came out this week. Workflows with subflows, the auto saving and the action menu, and then Domo stats for balance statements. So all of you admins out there who are trying to keep an eye on your credit consumption, that's going to be a big one. Over in the beta category, we've got Worksheets is now in open beta. Workspaces, which we're going to talk about a bit more today. Some Magic ETL enhancements, mobile UI, and data modeling. So wanted to show you all, if you haven't seen it, we've been sharing. Some of our product managers, our designers, and our engineers have joined us in creating the Domo drop, which is some summary videos just talking about why we built the features that we built, what's exciting about it. You all are here today, so obviously you probably know about this. This is a great tool to share with people on your team who are interested in learning how they can take advantage of all these new features that we've got coming out in Domo. So the playlist is right here. If you've got your phone, scan that code, and it can take you to our YouTube channel where we've got a whole playlist about all of our latest feature releases. Again, it's not comprehensive of everything, but it is some of the highlights. So head over there, take a look. It's already been super useful to folks who are trying to learn more about the new navigation that's in beta, or they're just trying to learn more about different features that are coming out, what's on deck, both beta and in GA. So to get started, we're going to bring out Mr. Chris Wright, who's going to talk to us about App Studio app components, which are coming GA this week and are available to all of you. So Chris, take it away. Tell them what they've got.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Jason. As you know, you are part of this whole project. So super excited about App Studio app components. Really is focused around giving you the ability to create pro code components and a no code drag and drop experience. So very powerful, all the different types of capabilities that you can do there. So yeah, let me walk you through and share that. Perfect. So with the app components, we have 5 new components, and each of these different components are gallery, list, details, filter list, and banner. And each of them have different templates, and the templates are really a guiding place to start with, instead of dropping you into a blank canvas, and you think, okay, what am I supposed to build here? We really have focused on these templates as a starting point that you can quickly see what's possible with a different template for each component. So each different component has anywhere from 2 or 3 to 4, 5 different templates that give you a good starting place, and then you can use your drag and drop capabilities to customize it. Yeah, the editing experience is very seamless. It's similar to App Studio, where you can just drag in different items and then move those around. And then you have different widgets. So each of these different pieces within a component is a widget. So you have different types of widgets: images, text, pills, hyperlink. And then also you have column level filtering. So you can specify for a specific widget what to filter on and what action that is, whether that's an interaction filter on that page or drill to a page. And then also what column. So if you just want a specific column, a UPC number, a city, a store, those type of things, you can do that. So I'll go ahead and walk through the experience now. I have a couple examples here. So in this example, here I've already set one up so that you can see. I won't go through every single item, drop it through, but you can see how it works out. But first, what you do is you just come here on components. This is currently in beta where you can edit the App Studio Editor experience. If you have the other version, then it's still under components. So you come in here, and if I wanted to drop in a list, I just drop in a list. And then here are the different templates. So you have each component. So we've given you a nice, easy way to select them. And then if you select the list, then now it gives you a preview. So it's just a preview sample. And then from there, you can just power from data. And then you can select. And then once that is open, the data set powered, then you have widgets already populated. So walk you through, here are the widgets here. So you have image, text, title. And so you can just drag in, you drag them in, you see nice blue highlighter. And so you can just select that. And then once that is selected, over on the right side pane, that is how you can now populate the column. So if I wanted, I have a URL, and that's a specific image that I have available. How the URLs work, anything that's a public URL will populate, or if you have your own internal images in like an S3 bucket, you can use those URLs as well. So there, that populates. And then from here, I can go through and start dragging, removing things in that way. I won't go through and one and go through all the options. You can see there's plenty there. I'll go into this one and just show you a few other ones. So in this example, how these images work is you have and images and different widgets. You have different types of width. So you have a fixed width and then flex. Flex will take the available space. So this is the width, and then this is the height. And so if I did here, I did a specific fixed amount. I did 275 pixels. So if I were to make this smaller, you see things, they adjust there. So if you don't care too much about everything needing to be pixel perfect in each way, you can just use a flex, and that'll just proportionally take out the available space here. So, and then for formatting, just to show, so if you wanted to, what's great is you can get very creative and gives you that perfect kind of text that you need. So here you just type in, I wanted to add like a $sign here, I could do that. So you can add in the different text. And then when you click on it, this is where you can do formatting. So number or currency, decimals, those type of things, abbreviate. And then also the different type of headers, the style header. So if I wanted this, I did the smallest, which is paragraph. If I wanted to be a little bigger, I would do body. So those are the different types of fonts. And then you can do colors, and bold, extra, those type of things. Sorry, bold, semi-bold, colors here. So you can get really, in a lot of ways, very design friendly for that. And then in this example, I'll just bring over a pill and I'll just bring it to the side here. And then just title, remove this, and I'll do, what's it gonna do? I think it was genre or something. Yeah, there you go, genre. So yeah, so then there it is. That's fixed height. Let's do flex height. There you go. And then let's move this one over a little bit. Perfect. So then now that lines up. And so now you just do a flex. So you don't have to worry too much about all the different sizes there. And then just walk you through some of the options here. Configuration, sort and search here. If you want to add a search, once you select the search, make sure to select the columns. So if I want to let users type in search by movie name, distributor, those type of things, genre, that's what will return, and it's a contain, so any values that contain there. And then here it ties to a button. So if you want to change the button, you can, and that will change those things. I'll leave it off for now. And then interaction filters, if you want to specify a specific column, if you select it over here, that will apply the column to whatever, anywhere you select on the item, the specific widget or within the card. So if you wanted to say, hey, let's filter on the movie, then you could just quickly select that. I'll just do like genre. So then you can have that available. So then it would filter that whole page to it. So that's very easy. And then if you want to get to card width, so if I wanted to make it a little wider, then you can do that. So you can get very specific and a lot of options to the width and then the spacing between the cards as well. And then for display, you can also display it horizontally. So this is like a very good view when you don't want to take the full vertical space. You can just change that to horizontally. This also works really well on mobile, where you want to just kind of scroll things across. You can do that there. So that's the different options. You can change data set the data field. This is how you can change the spacing within it. Won't go through each of that. You can try it out. And then filters and sort, you can just add there. Perfect. So that's overview on going through the editing type of experience. Let me just walk you through a few other options. Kind of gives an idea. We've seen a lot of different customers use some of these for like a landing page, as well as a landing page, or really just when it comes to different images. Here's an example of like a retail experience. These are different banners, and then you can quickly go in, and then here's the different search. So I wanted to search by specific category. Let's do jackets. Then that will search, and now it shows up the different jackets here. So you can go into search, and then you can drill, and this here is a details page, and then that is what shows you what's available. It goes into more of a deeper dive there. Here, I'll show you some other examples. Here's type of associates. So these are different types of banners that you could use with icons, again, that drill to different types of places. And then here's gallery, filtering, sorting, all those are available. So there's a lot of different options that you can use this. Instead of just, this type of information would just be a table and data. And so it's not as rich in those type of things there. So again, just really gives you the availability to customize and really create a nice data product type of experience there. So navigation, items, retail, those type of things. How it does work is it does well with like row level information. So some of the feedback we got during beta is you can't group within the app components, something we plan to add in the future, but you can be able to use those grouping either in the ETL or data set view, and then summarize it and get to that different types of information here. So a lot of great flexibility options, and seen a lot of great different apps built from these type of things.
That was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. What did you think, Jason?
Can't hear you on that one, Jay.
I'm having a hard time hearing Jason. What happened to the audio? Anyways, I'm sure whatever Jason just said was the most insightful and wonderful thing that you've ever could have imagined, and we just missed out on that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, that's Chris Wright, everybody. His last name is the most accurate it could possibly be because Chris is always right. He is always right. Trey Hoffman, he has a question for you, Chris. Is aggregation on the roadmap?
Yeah, it's a great question. So definitely, this is what I was talking to a bit at the end. So we have something in the works that's coming here soon where you can bring in different types of columns and aggregate, and then also grouping. We'll first start out with more of a scorecard type of experience, or like summary numbers, KPIs, where you can bring in different metrics, aggregate those, and so you'll be able to have more of those kind of custom looking types of summary numbers with icons, colors, conditional colors, those type of things. Great question.
Amazing. Well, Chris is always right. We appreciate you. Thank you. And we're going to move on to our next section. We are bringing to the stage Philip Fuchs, who is going to talk about data modeling. Very, very important. Philip, welcome to the stage. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic. Well, take it away, my friend. I'm going to add your screen. All right, we're ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. Let me make this wider here for us. Okay, so how's everybody doing? My name is Phil Fuchs. I'm a relatively new addition to the Domo team. I've been here about 6 months now, and I've been working on data modeling since I joined the team. So jumping into the demo here, we have a couple elements that we're going to go through. We're going to go through our model creator and then learn a little bit about how we can create cards in Analyzer using a data model, and how data models work in App Studio as well. So just to start, once we enter into our data model page, I can click on the Create Model button. That takes us to our visual editor here. It's pretty simple to add data sets. We click the button here. I have some sample data sets that make it a little bit more straightforward here. Some CRM tables. So think of maybe Salesforce as a web analytics system similar to Heap or Pendo. So First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my account table. That account table has some fields on it: the account ID, the account name, the account owner ID, and that table is related to other tables in my CRM. So each account has orders, for example, and those orders are related by account ID. So each order is associated with an account. So I can create a visual relationship between those two fields. Each order is comprised of line items. So I can create a relationship. I can add that table here and create a relationship between the order ID and the order ID on the line items table. Each line item has a product that's associated with it. So that product ID is related to the product table. And I can navigate around the visual editor by clicking in if I'm not on a trackpad, I can click in my middle mouse button and go into drag mode. And then just another few examples here. Each account has a user that owns that account. So that's actually related to my account table via the account owner UID, right? So those tables are related and I can create a relationship there. Once I'm done creating my data model, I can save it or I can save and close. If I'm editing an existing one, I can save as. So this is just a little bit of a demonstration about how the visual editor works. We can also navigate by clicking into the mini map at the bottom right and dragging. I can name my model here. I can add a description here. And once I create that model, I have a fully created one here, my CRM web analytics data model here. Once I've created it, then I am taken to its summary page like this. So once you have a data model created, you can create visualizations based on that data model. So let's do that now. And in Analyzer, there's a couple differences between a normal data set and a data model. You can see here on the left, all the fields are grouped by the source table that they come from. So all of my account table fields are nested under the account table name. And just to create something here, let's create a visualization that shows each account and the revenue for that account and the product breakdown for the revenue on that account. So I'll bring in my account name from the account table, and I want to sum up all of our line item revenue for those companies. So you can see some aggregation is applied automatically here. And I also want to globally sort on the totals here. So I want the top revenue account to come up first, and that's Horizon Analytics here. What's cool is the query that's being run here is already taking into account fields from the account table and the line items table, which, if you'll recall, are several relationships apart. We can also add a dimension here of product name to our series. So now that revenue is broken up by product, and when I hover, I can see, oh, okay, so for Horizon Analytics, their SaaS enterprise subscription of $500, that makes up a large share of their revenue. So once I add in that product name, I'm now adding in some information from a third table, all on the fly, which is pretty cool. So yes, that's kind of how creating cards in Analyzer works with data models. So we'll go ahead and drop that one. We'll take a look at a sample app that I have here. That's a revenue metrics app. And you can see our revenue ranking by account with the product dimension here, the card we were just creating, and a few other cards, not all of them powered by the data model. But a couple things that I wanted to note are that filtering can be interactive. So if I have an account name filter card here and I want to look for information about Blue Sky Solutions as an example, any of the cards that I have on the page created from the data model are filterable by that. So that does create a little filter view for us, and we can remove that as well. And just to highlight that, we can also add filters over here. You can see that data model columns are available as filter columns as well. So if I want to create a view, as an example, based on the account state, I can do that. So let's say I want to look at California and Florida. And once I apply, then my cards that are powered by the data model get filtered. So over here, our table that counts the user sessions by each account, aggregating how many times they visited our website, as an example, is also filtered because those tables exist on the data model. Lastly, on hover, you can also gain some benefits here. So if I hover over one of our accounts, you can see that my revenue ranking over here on this side is also highlighting that account. So pretty cool there. There's one other thing I would like to show, and we have a little bit of a UI issue here, so I'm going to add this on the fly. I've created a table here that hits several tables in our data model, right? We've got our customer name, our all-time revenue, and the number of sessions all time that those customers have executed on our platform. One thing that's cool is in our beast mode editor, I've created a field, just a simple field where I'm concatenating first and last name, and then I can pull that in as well. So beast modes are supported in data models and also supported across tables in data models. So pretty cool there. Yeah, I think that wraps up at least what I have to show today with our visual editor, creating cards in Analyzer, and finally using those cards in App Studio.
Amazing. Another just stellar presentation. Thank you, Philip. Do we have any questions in the chat? Let's see. Joshua is saying, can you explain the difference between connecting data sets through a data model and joining sets through an ETL? Pros, cons, why use one over the other?
Yes, that's a really good question. So there are a lot of similarities when it comes to joining, right? So we are anticipating that if you're using Magic ETL or other data flows just to join data sets, that a data model might work for you in that use case. One thing to note is that the query or the querying of the data is done at runtime, right? So it's not a materialized data set. The data model itself is not a materialized data set.
Wonderful.
One cool thing as well, Joshua, is in Analyzer, when you're leveraging a data model, your aggregations are pretty flexible. So if, for example, I want to have a table that shows one row per account, if I don't aggregate the account field, but I aggregate the other fields that I'm appending to that table, then it's pretty flexible in that way. So you can kind of choose in Analyzer, I guess, to explain another way, you can choose in Analyzer how you want your data to be displayed. There's one other question here. Is there any credit usage when running the data model? From Jim. I'll address that one quickly because that's always an early question. We're actively working on how this is going to work within the consumption framework, Jim. We don't have a firm answer on this yet on how it's going to work, but there's likely going to be some impact to consumption. It's under construction. So
perfect. I think we have time for maybe another question. Let's see. Gary is asking, can the card powered by the data model be used on a regular dashboard, or does it need to be in an app?
That's a good question. I used App Studio in my demo today just because App Studio is sort of our focus in building out kind of different data application functionality, right? But it will work in a dashboard as well.
Amazing. Okay. Well, Philip, thank you very much. Stellar as always. We are going to move on. And next up, last but not least, Ellen. Welcome to the stage, Ellen.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
So good.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Well, we're all just excited to see what you have to show us right now. So I'm gonna leave and let you take over, okay?
That sounds great.
All right.
Yeah, so this is a feature that we can go back to the slides, Grant. Yeah, great. Workspaces. So this is a feature that we staked 2 Domopaloozas ago. And then this past Domopalooza, we finally announced it to everyone. So I'm extra excited to talk about, this with you all today. Yeah, I'm sure we've all experienced this, where as you use Domo and create more and more content, it can be hard to find that content. And as your instance gets crowded, it can be also difficult to know who that content is shared with, and then it's shared with the right people. And so this is where Workspaces fits in. Workspaces provides a central place for you to group all of your content, your cards, dashboards, apps, data sets, data flows, workflows, and share it with the right people. So your content is being seen by like those who need it most. Inside of Workspace, there are lots of ways to organize your content with folders, subfolders, pinning. So let's go ahead and dive in to the demo. Perfect. So one thing to note for Workspaces, you do have to have the new navigation enabled in your instance. But so here in the new navigation, I'm going to go to Workspaces, which is right down here under Teams. So it's a new feature, and this is the Workspace home. So here you see all workspaces that you've created, have been shared with you. And it's pretty simple to create a workspace. You can do it by clicking this button up here, or you can go over here to the add menu and click the workspace button right here. But we'll go ahead and create one right here. So I'm going to create a workspace for my marketing team. I'm going to choose the sparkle icon, sparkle. And then my favorite color is orange. So I'm going to pick that as like the background color. And if you want to collaborate with people right away, you can start sharing, like you add people to this workspace right away so they can also add content. So we included that right in the creation modal. I'm going to just go ahead and create my workspace. Awesome. So we have workspace, and workspace is a place where you can add your content. And so I'm going to go ahead and start adding my content. Since it's a marketing workspace, I'm going to add marketing content. Yeah, I'll do some of these. One nice thing is that we also have, I do, and select ones that are owned by me. We do have a select all, and so you can select everything that's in your view here. You can also see a preview of your data or your content. A little bit more information about that here. And so let's add this content. Awesome. So now that I have content in my workspace, I want to be able to organize it so people can find what they're looking for faster. And so I'm going to do that first by creating folders. But when you create content, you'll see there's couple different options you can create in here. If you create, a data set or an ETL or, an app, a card, if you do it through this create button, it'll create it and then add it right to this workspace. So you don't have to go back and forth and go and find the content. If you just know what you want to add or create for this workspace, you can create content here. But I can also create folders. So I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call this like website analytics. And there's a couple different ways you can add your content to this folder that I just created. So I'm going to go ahead and go here, and we have a couple options for all your content items, but the most in my opinion, the best part about Workspace is be able to create folders and move content into folders. And so I can move this content, this data set, into this website analytics folder I just created. I can add it to other workspaces I wanted to that I have edit or an owner of. So edit rights or owner of other workspaces I can add to. But I'm just add it right into this folder I just created. And then another nice thing about workspaces is there's lots of bulk options. So I can select multiple options, and I'm just going to move to folder, move all of these items at the same time. Awesome. And then there's, as you probably noticed, in that move modal, there was a way to create a new folder from that modal directly. So I'm actually going to create a folder for my apps. And I can create a new folder right here. I'm just going to call this like marketing apps. And so great. So now I have my folders, so it's a little bit more organized. There's also a way to further organize and help people find content within your workspace faster if you want them to. So you can also pin content to the top of the workspace. And so this just makes it easy if your workspace has tons of content in it, you know, you want to pin the most important content so it's easier for people to find. So you can do that as well. And some other cool things about workspaces is you can reorder content in a workspace. So what this will do is, as you notice, this put me in this custom sorting option. I can now drag and reorder my content. You know, maybe I want to put my most important content first or most visual content. And then anytime someone comes now to this custom sort in your workspace, they will see what you just reordered, like this order that you did in there. But we also have last modified, create date, name, some of these, yeah, more frequently used sorting options. Great. So now I have my workspace. I want to be able to share this with other people on my marketing team. So I can go ahead and share this. So I'm going to add marketing team or department. Let's do that one. There we go. And there's a couple, as the owner of the workspace, I can grant people, you know, I can make them a co-owner. So they have pretty much all the same options that I do as the owner of this workspace. So they can edit and delete the workspace. They can add and remove content. They can pin content. They can share it with other people. So they have all the same abilities that I do as the owner. Editors have almost that same abilities as workspace owners do. They can add and remove content, they can pin content, and they can share it with other people, but they cannot like delete the workspace itself. And then viewers, they can view content inside the workspace, but they can't do any of those like, you know, reordering, pinning content. They can just view the content inside the workspace. And one really nice thing about a workspace is once I share this out with the marketing department, everyone in that marketing department has view access to all of this content. And so there's no longer the need to like go to every individual item or content you want to be shared out and share it with the marketing department. You just share it you add it to a workspace, any content you want viewed by your marketing department, and just share the workspace with the marketing department. And that way you're guaranteed to know that your marketing department sees this content that you want them to see. And I'm just going to add one more person here. And we'll make her an editor. And then, so sharing content with people at scale is super easy. And then removing people is just as easy. So I can now, if I want to just like unshare, let's say Martha moved to a different department or she's not on my team anymore. I can just like remove her from the workspace and all the content will no longer be shared with her. And the same goes for a group. If I remove someone from that marketing group, department group, that person in that group will no longer be able to see the content within this workspace. So it's a really nice easy way to manage your content, who's seeing that content. And it's one thing to note is that people will have view access of this content in your workspace. So they won't have edit access unless they've been given that edit access outside of the workspace. So if they've been given that edit access, on an app, studio app outside of the workspace itself. So it's pretty cool. And so we really are excited about workspaces. We hope that you all will join the beta and use workspaces and give us your feedback. Awesome. Yeah, so these are just some things to note. I think we've covered most of them. So users must have all workspace permissions, have a workspace shared with them as an owner or editor. So that means like participant and social users do not automatically have these permissions. They can only view workspace. And the editors and owners of a workspace are not automatically granted edit access to the content. I think we talked briefly about that, but that's important to call out. They can edit folders, they can move content, but they can't edit the content itself. And the PDP, of course, still applies through your workspace. And then we already covered this. You must have the new navigation enabled to access workspaces on the web, but workspaces is available on mobile. So definitely try it out.
Wow, just simply amazing, Ellen. I mean, could that have been the best one of all? I don't know, but I was impressed. Thank you so much. You're not going anywhere though, because we are about to enter our Q&A. So let's bring everybody back. We've got Phillips, Chris, and Jason. Man, I feel like I'm assembling the Avengers right now. This is amazing. Jason, can we hear you now? No, we can't hear Jason. No. We still can't hear him. I am hearing something kind of strange. I don't know if that's just on my end or if that's coming from somebody else's audio. Oh, it was Jason. No, it's back. Oh, I don't know, but nonetheless, whether we have that noise or not, we are going to do our Q&A. We are going to do it. So everyone in the comments, drop your questions because it's now or never. We have these incredible individuals here who can answer them and do it live. So let's see what we've got here. Bryant is asking, not GA on mobile yet though, right? And I think that is in regards to Ellen's presentation.
Oh, yeah. So Workspaces is now in beta. So if you're part of that beta group or if you join the beta, it'll be available to you. And so it is available on mobile as well.
Amazing. Jason Altenberg, what's everybody's favorite item for a Zen garden? That's a unique question.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what a Zen garden is. I mean, I think I've seen pictures of them, but I've never visited one. So it's something I really want to do. Visit a Zen garden.
Yeah, it sounds like we're living underneath our means. That we should all have a Zen garden. Jason, show us the way. Sometime let's get together. All right.
What it requires the least amount of planting, and then I do have a garden at home, so
there we go. That's your Zen garden, Chris.
There you go.
Doesn't matter what you say because it's always right anyways. So, all right, Patrick, do all the columns need to be uniquely named across the tables?
Good question. I'll take that one. They don't need to be uniquely named across the tables because they are fully qualified, Patrick. So if you have a account name field in the account table, that field name is going to be, CRM account table dot account name. If you have the account name in a different table, it'll be, table name dot account name. So thanks for your question.
Okay, next we have Bryant. How/when do we try out workspaces?
Yeah, Chris, do you want to talk about how to sign up for the beta program and dive more into that?
Sure. So I posted in the chat above. Just reach out to Domo beta admin at domo.com, and you can request to sign up for the beta, and then our admin beta manager will give you information, and once you have signed the NDA, go ahead and enable it.
Now, this isn't a question, but we do have a comment from Arbor Rose about the Zen garden. In a Zen garden, the centerpiece is typically a single large stone, the grounding object that everything else is arranged around. Thus, the data source of truth should be my centerpiece. Wow. Just wow. Thank you, Arbor. Okay. Okay, we've got another question. For data models, will there be the possibility of having many to many relationships between tables?
This is another good question. Thank you, Duarte. Right now, it's not built in, but that's something we're having discussions about. Thank you.
Taking bets on workspaces going GA at DP26. I don't know. Put your bets down. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. I haven't seen any other questions pop up in the chat.
There's one more from Patrick, actually, Grant.
Okay.
Just follow up. So if I'm building a card, will the FQN, which I assume is fully qualified name, be available for me to see in the columns of Analyzer? Good question. So the field name will be nested under the table it comes from. So using that same example, if you have an account name field in the account table, you'll have one under the account table nesting and another under the other tables nesting. So you'll be able to tell which account field or which field you're using from which table.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Last, Jason Longhurst, workspace is my new feature centerpiece in the Domo Zen garden. Yeah, I think that's a wonderful place to end off of. Ellen, Philip, Chris, thank you so much. We really appreciate your expertise and willingness to talk about these wonderful product features that we're releasing and keeping us up to date. So yeah, I'm going to remove you guys from the stage. Say bye to the crowd. And we have just one last thing to go over. Just as a reminder, we have, this is the best time to grab some extra cash for Christmas, folks. Scan the QR codes if you want to take a survey for Gartner and G2. And we have that early bird discount for Domopalooza. Sign up now because that discount is not going to last forever. All right. So get the $25 gift cards from Gartner and G2. And we appreciate you for joining us. We will see you at the next one. Thank you all and have a great rest of your day.